Hello and welcome to the after show for episode 18?
18.
18. So, Imogen, Lauren, what were you going to do?
If you had forced her to do the spell and not said you would table it, I had messaged EE how much of a sorcery boost I would get from a golem soul.
Wow.
She was going to pretend to do the spell and drain it instead.
So, those of you who missed that, specifically, that's not taking an enchanted item and draining the magic attached. That's destroying a human soul to gain power from it.
Yeah, she'd be like...
Like really dark magic compared to just slightly dark magic.
That's deep and alright.
Yeah.
That's like the deep, dark version of human sacrifice. Like, normally human sacrifice is you kill them, but there is a version where you kill them and then drain their life force, including their soul. That's that end of it.
Oh, God.
So...
She really doesn't want it to happen.
Yeah, so as soon as Lauren said that in the half mid-show, I was like, crap, she's going to do something stupid. She's going to pretend to do the thing.
Oh, yeah, I figured she was going to pretend to.
Yeah, with the golem soul. And
the most efficient way is to get rid of it, and the only way she knows how to get rid of it is by absorbing it.
So, yeah, that's... I couldn't stop myself cracking up just at the beginning of the thing. So I'm sorry that I looked like I was laughing at the very serious things that were going on.
No. It would have been a very dark choice for her. She really doesn't want... She thinks it's a really bad idea to put Catherine's soul in Charity's body.
Which I think it's really not that bad. Like out of character, I think it actually will help us get a lot of answers that we haven't had. And
from a like an information perspective, it's a great idea, but from a moral perspective, I think it's a terrible one. Like, Lauren and Imogen feel roughly the same way about this one. There was a reason why Imogen wanted to put Miller's soul in his body and then have the dead that he killed come back and rip him from limb to limb, because it was a vengeance punishment.
That is a little...
But, like, we would still have to deal with lust.
We'd be able to get rid of lust easier, I think, if it was in Catherine than in Charity.
Well, I'd rule that if you re-ensouled her, she would instantly get a test to break it if she's at the right level, because it's a big enough breakthrough that she has suddenly a lot of control, etc. It's a big enough change in the circumstances of how she's feeling to maybe try and break it. So she'd get a roll if she's at the right level for it.
Do NPCs have crises?
Not normally, but then again, we're using the rules a little bit differently to normal, so I would rule that possibly.
Yeah. Brand new... Well, not brand new soul. Getting your old soul back, I would call a crisis.
I would probably rule that she wouldn't get a crisis because there'd be no mechanical benefit, because you wouldn't be able to know her well enough to really help with that. Like, she would just have it.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes sense.
sure something of a crisis would be RP'd.
Yeah, but it would be someone you knew better. Like, if Violet had a crisis, you could help her through that, and it would be a much more tangible relationship development than someone who's new, who's just having a rough time.
Yeah, because it's hard. You don't know them very well. Yeah, makes sense.
That's the thing. Like, out of character, I was thinking, cool, we can give her soul back. Why on earth would she talk to us, though? There is no reason you would want to talk to people.
She's been trapped inside of that for a long time. I think she would.
But has she, though? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Like,
out of character, we know.
I don't. What's the answer?
Well, you know she died like 10 years ago, right?
I actually don't remember where a vampire's, like a soul of the human is. Is it in the body still?
I thought the show never clarified it.
The show never clarifies it.
Yeah.
But they are aware of everything that has changed, whether the soul is in the body or whether they just have the memories because they go back to the body or whatever. They are aware of everything that's happened because Angelus is aware of everything that Angel does, and Angel's aware of everything Angelus does.
Because it could be one of those things, just like chilling and having a great time in heaven, and then you shove her back into this horrible, miserable existence, a la like Buffy from season 6. If that is the case,
then the soul doesn't remember heaven, where when Buffy dies and they bring Buffy's soul back, Buffy's soul vaguely remembers heaven. But certainly in the case of the vampires, they don't remember where they were, if that is the case.
Although we have a sample size of 2 from the show, so...
Rob went quiet after that debate because he was sort of realizing himself, oh crap, we might ruin her existence if we do that. But if he keeps looking in heaven, I guess keeps like making calls and gets nothing back, he'll probably eventually conclude that she's in some between space, which is presumably hellish, or nothingness, which is presumably worse than being alive, but with regret.
Like you're trapped in like.
I'd assume, and Rob I think would assume, that the only thing better than living in any form whatsoever is heaven. Like at least you're alive, and that sort of thing. At least in the case of being a reinstalled vampire, because it wasn't you that did the stuff, even if you slipping up set it off. I don't know.
Yeah, but that put Rob in a crisis. Wasn't him doing it. Didn't exactly mean he was happy about it.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, and I was like, I'll save it for the after show, is like, poor Rob. Like every time we get to a moment to talk and like help you, something always happens.
I like that Layla was literally hugging Rob and got into an argument with Imogen.
Imogen was real mad. She's like, you can't be like, I don't want you to be my friends, and then be like, I'm gonna be all sympathetic and be friends with you.
Doesn't want you to be her friends.
That's how Imogen perceives it.
No,
like,
it's
get away from me.
She takes everything that Layla says and then like makes it really dramatic. It's great.
Yeah, but Layla also wants Imogen to be her friend, but on her terms. Like she wants this part of the friendship, but not that. Whereas Imogen's like, you take me as a person.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, her perspective is very much like you can't like branch out now and be like, I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you when I disappeared and wasn't there for you. Like, I'm so sorry I did the thing that I did. Like, she's really pissed that she feels like, you know, fuck it, if Imogen, like everyone's gonna be a hypocrite, so screw it. She just didn't want to be in the car while you were doing that. She's perfectly happy for you to keep doing it.
Doing what?
Consoling Rob. Just like, I just didn't want to be in the car for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, I don't know. Layla just doesn't want them to be in danger. I mean, I have a crisis, so I don't know how to handle the crisis until it's solved. Like, I don't even know how to solve it either, so it's like, I don't.
Both Layla and Imogen were just being so terrible at communicating and stuff. And it was like, Barnaby was like, you know what? We should all just say sorry to Rob, and just simple as that. And then everyone has this like slight pause. I'm like, okay, cool, this is going to be great. And Layla's just like, I'm going to run over. I'm not going to say sorry, kind of. I'm going to put some caveats on it. I was like, oh dear, Imogen's going to not see that as, oh, great. Oh dear. I was like, Barnaby's really trying here.
He really is.
She didn't put a caveats on it. Maybe I said something out of character that sounded like in character.
No, when you said it, you were like, well, I tried to talk to you, but I'm sorry if you saw it that way or something. I was like, that's a very caveated sorry. And I was like, Imogen is definitely going to see that because Imogen's looking for those kind of things right now. So I was like, this is not going to go well. From
Barnaby's perspective,
well, she said she tried to talk to him, but her tongue got ripped out of her throat.
Yeah, like, I was like, oh yeah, I guess.
Barnaby, Rob was there, so he knows.
Especially after the pause, though, I was about to table flip. Like,
it wasn't actually for Imogen. Wasn't anything that Layla said. It was like the words that came out of her mouth were irrelevant. Like, Imogen is primed to see right now everything that Layla does is hypocritical. Like, I'm going to extend friendship to you, but also like 2 hours ago I was calling you an idiot. And like, I'm like, you can't do both. You can't be my friend and then turn around and tell me I'm making bad choices. You get one or the other. And so fuck it, I don't want to be
friend. It's smart. As a friend, you have to tell other friends when they're making dumb decisions, though.
Maybe not when you're super rocky with each other, though. You
for sure. Not in the way that they were doing it, but I was just saying, like, in general, like as a friend, you can say things like that. Maybe not in the way that Layla was. Or in the situation.
But there's also not like, it wasn't even just like you're being an idiot for doing it. Like, it was just like everything is, Imogen is in her mind is like, you can't have both. You get one or the other, and you're trying to have both. And so I don't want to be here while you're doing this. Yeah. And so it was either I'm going to probably try and blow something up, or I'm going to leave this situation, and she went with leaving.
There were cats there. They would get caught in the crossfire. Literally crossfire.
Yeah. No, her play, like she wasn't trying to, it was very dramatic, but she was like, I just need to leave. I need to leave this car. I need to not be here. I need not to be around this conversation because it'll just piss me off more.
Yeah.
And then, not letting her leave because she's like, she knows Layla knows how strong she is. Layla can get whatever she wants. And that freaked her out.
Unless you use magic.
Yeah.
I don't think Layla wasn't going to try to keep you for forever. She's just trying to like coerce you to come back into the car.
I think that's the thing, though. It doesn't need to be keeping forever. It's Layla's making a point, as Imogen sees it. Like Layla's just trying to. Which is funny
because that's not what Layla was trying to do. She was just like, get back in the car. Let's just deal with the situation.
It was Layla exerting her point of view physically, though, which I think Imogen was like, yeah, I am physically incapable. I have been bullied in the past. People do impose themselves on me, which is why I saw magic as a refuge to like being able to
turn someone into a frog.
Yeah.
And Layla's side of it is she like that's all she has, right? And she doesn't realize how strong she is sometimes. I think
that's Layla thinks that's all she has. She does have other things such as the power of friendship, but she thinks she's only good for menial tasks.
But she's in the middle of a fucking crisis that is about my friends are liability. So.
Oh, that reminds me. Rob is looking on all this like, yeah, this is all my fault. I got them all hospitalized and brought them to the brink, and now it's all gone off the deep end, and it's my fault. This is. I
think we've all told you that it's not your fault multiple times.
Yeah,
so I don't know what more you can do on that front. Like honestly, as a character, I'm not sure.
This is why
Rob
Barnaby
emotion, and you can't take that away from him because it's true.
It's why Barnaby's so dead set on getting some sort of resolution to this, because he sees how it affects Rob.
Aww.
Like, for sure.
Every time there's like a road bump, he's just like, Rob, no, don't break, please.
Aww.
Yeah, so that's quite fun.
Can't wait to be Imogen's new roommate.
Oh no.
Violet.
No, don't put her in with Violet. That wouldn't be as fun. Plus, Imogen would probably send another message being like, don't put me in with Violet. I don't want to be in the room next door to the room next door to Layla.
Violet 2.
At the other end of the hallway, please. Thank you.
This is room 3 next to you. It's got a suspicious bloodstain.
Recently,
they haven't cleaned that up.
Everything's been recreated in there, funnily enough.
Yeah. No, not that room. That room doesn't sound like fun.
Imogen's very picky about her rooms.
I don't want the room with my ex-girlfriend. I don't want the room where someone died.
I like the idea of Rob not actually changing the room at all and making her, forcing her to stay in Layla's.
Rob will
totally got you into the room. Just kidding, I wasn't able to.
Rob will get a new room.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's what Imogen asked.
The thing I sent you, EE, is still a thing that Layla would want to do. That still hasn't changed because that hasn't happened.
Oh yeah,
but
that's fine.
That
that's
might
completely normal.
Fuck with it and not allow it to happen as easily. I don't know.
Oh, no, it'd be fine. That can still happen. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Layla's planning on murdering you all so that you can stay with her forever.
So yeah, I would really, really want to stab Ra with the Spear of Destiny.
I did too.
Like,
I saw your message.
There was the moment in the airport.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
Rob was considering making it a bit more of a standoff, like standing over the bag and being like, if I pick this up, things might start exploding, so tell me what it does. But he decided to drop it.
It's the reason that Ra very specifically was like, I'm going to meet them in a crowded place and I'm going to use a duplicate. Just in case you try and do anything.
But it wouldn't have mattered because Rob wasn't interested in like hurting Ra or anything, but he was like, I'm going to pick this staff up if you don't tell me what it does. And I don't know what me picking it up is going to do.
You know what? I would need to think about that really long and hard because you are a contradiction in terms in the universe, and that's basically like you're touching the thing that is completely the anathema of you right now.
Yeah, I'm like, is it like antimatter meeting matter? If I try and pick it up, do I just break it in half? Like,
I don't think so because it's still an object, but it's an object that's polarized differently to you.
Would it be like a Thor's hammer situation?
There was the time where I waved my hand through the child, and they're like, what was that?
I'd have to think.
So if I could just like pick up the spear and then just like bend it or whatever, or like just snap it in half by trying to wave my hand through it, that would have been fun. So I was considering doing that just to actually be able to hold Ra, the embodiment of greed itself, to ransom for a second.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, I can always offer
I
to
think
install good
if you
Wi-Fi.
did anything with the staff, though, then or the spirit, then it would break my contract with him.
That was part of the reason of I had to be sure that the contract was complete before I tried to do anything, or you just.
Oh, you were going to try to do it after the contract was
Give him
complete.
the spear and then pick the spear up and stab him. Yeah.
No, I wasn't going to stab him. I was just going to mess with the spear.
Okay. Still though.
I was going to be like, tell me what the spear does, or no one.
Barnaby would grab it and stab him. What would happen if we stabbed him with the spear?
You
Probably
will never
hurt.
find out, hopefully now. But there's a very... He wouldn't have done an illusion duplicate and met you in a crowded place, which is like him not doing his whole, oh, I'm not going to go too far out my way, I'm going to have my position of power, etc., if he wasn't worried about something. Like, otherwise he would have just met you at the alley on his terms. He came to you,
Yeah.
he met you on your terms. So...
Which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, as soon as he was there, I was like, of course. Yeah.
It's also saved an unnecessary alley trip, which was helpful, but...
I liked his chauffeur when he's like, he's got a skin condition. I'm like, oh, I wonder what kind of skin condition this one has.
He's part reptile.
I'm wondering,
Still
is he a
scaly.
lizard man? Or is he like the character from Doctor Who is a coiled snake in the form of a body?
That would probably make it harder to operate pedals, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if you had snake legs.
Like an
There's a whole
Octodad
pile of
situation.
snakes that guy was.
Octodad.
And he just had like lines on his face, and then at some
Snake
point, he was like-
driver.
And-
Nobody
Well-
drives a thing. Snake driver.
There were a lot of feelings today.
Mhm.
I'm not
Oh
going
my
to be
gosh.
here next week to sort any of them out.
I'm gonna have to message you and be like, so, is Imogen's gonna still be part of the Scooby Gang?
I don't know.
Yep, that's something we're gonna have to discuss.
I would hope so,
Yep.
but
Well, Imogen did say, I will help you with this one spell, and then we're done. Which
Yep.
would also imply that she could just not be part of the Scooby Gang if that doesn't change.
Yep. That's what she meant. Make a backup character.
Well, the
All right.
alternative is Layla pushes the rest of them away in response and goes off on her own, and then Imogen, Barnaby, and Rob stay, and Tom Huel and Maggie makes a new character, and you have a Slayerless Buffy the Vampire
Then we
Slayer.
got to change the name of the show, or we just keep calling it Layla the Vampire Slayer in like memorial.
Sons Layla. No, what we do is we keep it as Layla the Vampire Slayer, and then we just cross out the word Layla.
yeah.
Or just like insert friends of at the top.
Yeah. Former friends of.
Former
yeah.
yeah, true.
Yeah, I think it'll depend. Right now, yes. Right now, she's not coming back. That's her plan.
Oh god.
Also, Barnagen has a time to shine.
Well, not right now. Imogen's not here.
Yeah, that's the
You're
thing.
You're just
I
gonna
don't-
let it go
like,
that
we're not
quickly.
sure.
Also, I'm so sorry where I accidentally made a joke that I totally didn't mean to make. Where I
What
was
joke?
like, Imogen will just like have like, you know, random sex to get over Layla.
Oh.
And you were like, why would she do that? And it was like, oh, because you meant to have like sex with someone you don't have feelings for, so that you can. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
didn't mean to
that's-
make that joke, and I got one line away, and I was like, no, I have to make that joke.
No, that's
No, it's good.
There
I mean,
very Violet.
There was a moment where I think Layla was gonna try to.
Sex Violet?
I don't know. What?
Sex Violet?
No. What? No.
To get over Imogen?
No.
This is in Violet's head what the solution is. It's like someone
my
has to have
glasses.
sex with
I knew I
someone.
was missing
So
something.
Layla like loves Imogen, so I don't. That's definitely not the case. It was one of those things where she was gonna try to stop her and bring her back, but I
Stop
just
at Lex in the
was like,
car, stop at getting another car.
yeah, that's what
That
I was
would
saying. I
not
was
have
like,
gone
I can't
well.
do it.
No,
But
I think
no,
at
I
that
meant,
point
like-
Imogen would just gone dark Imogen and murdered everyone.
Not like stopped her, but like kiss stop, like that kind of thing. More like an embrace type of thing. but it just didn't feel right. I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
No,
Imogen would not have reciprocated.
Yeah, I don't
let her
think
walk
it would.
away. And no, it would have been before because we were like conversing, and it was becoming more of like a where we could have gotten back. I think.
Yeah.
If it was said different, if things were said a little bit differently, but I think that I don't know.
There was potential in the conversation. That's why it was such a good conversation, that last one, because it was potential to go any way. So people were like on tenterhooks throughout the conversation. They got to that midpoint where it was starting to go downhill. Everyone was like, no!
Yeah, and it was before then when I was like, oh man. But I think it'll be more dramatic if it doesn't happen this way. Like this situation doesn't feel right, is what I felt. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Props for not
I felt
going with the classic, and they make up at the end, and everything's great again.
Yeah, it just didn't. That felt like it would have been too forced. I don't know.
I think maybe there was Imogen would not have reciprocated. I think she would have like pushed Layla away and been like, "This is again, you don't get to pick and choose. You don't get to have me as your girlfriend and tell me what to do with my life."
And I think that's why it just didn't feel right.
I think that is her sticking point. Like that's the place of like, you don't get to tell me what to do. I get to decide what to do, even if that means that I'm going to be in trouble, even if that means I might die. And if you can't handle that, then we can't be together and we can't be friends. And like that's the place that like I think Imogen has come to that's more reasonable than I hate you.
And I think from Layla's perspective on that was like, you don't know what it was like seeing you like that. Type of thing, and that's kind of I think that's where
we can't. That's not gonna work.
We're paused at that moment.
Yeah.
Oh god! After this after show, we're gonna have a discussion as a group about which way we're gonna go and how we're gonna do the divorce line. Because if someone does divorce and has to leave the group, we're gonna have to find out where that line is drawn.
I think it's just gonna take a lot more to console the line if it was gonna come back. Because we didn't have that downtime. That was rough. That was a lot. There's a lot.
Downtime, please give us more downtime. No more enemies, oh god. We're not ready yet. There's things I need to do. Trust me, I can give you like 2 episodes of feels, and I'm not even the main like issue of this whole thing.
Hey, you had an episode that was...
one of them. You keep being like, no, people are telling me it's not my fault, but it's totally my fault.
This entire episode was RP, barring the end of a golem fight, which was like...
Yeah, but we need more.
Rounds.
We're
hungry for it. We need our fix.
For God's sake, please, just let me
RP. Crises aren't fixed yet. I've been in a crisis for 13 episodes.
That's not my fault.
I think
some of it is.
Took my tongue out of my mouth.
One time! I take your tongue one time because it's
that was like
the end of the
6
episode.
weeks ago when she was probably going to get him out of his crisis.
And the time where you took an arm.
So like
that decision was harmless.
And we did spend a lot of time trying to fight
if
things.
the arm, I will say this: if
got possessed,
if Imogen's arm didn't get taken by Charity, this would be a whole different thing. It would have been just like Layla being sad in the doctor's room until she got to talk to Imogen.
Yeah, but where's the fun in Layla just being a little bit sad?
Sure, you have fun writing in a new character.
But then it got worse.
I don't know. I think, especially given Imogen losing an arm, I think it's hard to put your finger on where it all went wrong.
Yeah, the
I'll hand that one to you.
Fully back after that.
I'm not going to hand that one to him.
Sorry, I am the wrist. I mean worst.
Oh,
that was terrible.
You
get minus 20 gave you that.
Just, it's okay. Lay it all on my shoulders. Shoulder.
You really went out for a limb on that one.
I bite my thumb at you. Just going full Shakespearean on this.
Hung. You turn into a Titan.
What?
Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Fine. We can't cross the means.
You can't blame this on us completely.
Oh no, I can. I'll just do a Layla. It's like it's entirely your fault. I'm better than you. I'm gonna fly up to Tunisia. How dare you follow me?
That's not what she did at all.
That's totally what she did.
Every time it gets to a point where we're like, we need to fix this. It's time to fly to Tunisia.
That should be like your code word for like feels fixing time. It's like we're gonna need to fly to Tunisia, people. Let's go to the bar.
I don't know.
Warning system for
Tunisia
how
was like
like
train wreck.
like if someone goes AWOL,
We only
we're
wrecked
like,
a car
what
in
level is it? What level is the AWOL? And we're like, it's a Tunisio. It's 100% go.
So what's the rating? So if you've got Tunisia at the top, what's the bottom?
Greater Rosewater.
For like going AWOL.
Oh, Cheeky Nando's.
I'm trying to say because
What's the
Cheeky
chicken
Nando's.
place? The chicken
Cheeky
place.
Nando's.
Yeah.
Nando's would be the low one.
So like the low one is like a Cheeky Nando's. The top one's a Tunisia.
Yeah.
Is this the feel scale or is this the AWOL scale?
The AWOL scale, surely.
Okay. Well, I feel like there's closer places for going AWOL, like the Hellmouth.
Okay.
I'm not sure that should be a low thing on any scale, really.
Yeah.
It's pretty in the basement. I mean,
Geographically close,
Pretty
but
low in the
like
building.
No, that's a
Everything
10.
else.
gives me an idea.
yes, you can
No,
channel
I
a
think
golem
we're going
soul
to write her
through
out of the
Hellmouth.
story, everyone.
So
We
Apocalypse,
get some attention.
we're going to play our own version of Apocalypse World.
Okay.
if we don't deal with lust quick enough, then that's where we'll
Then we
be.
might be. And it'll be
Yeah.
a very sexy apocalypse.
And try
It's very
Sexy
sexy
Apocalypse.
Ooh, like that. There was a Buffy episode where like a bunch of them were vampires, and they were like,
Sexy
There's
Willow.
yeah, two of them were like making out did not make any sense together.
Yeah,
Xander and
Xander and
Willow.
Willow.
Yeah,
Xander and Willow.
I ship it.
Xander and Willow. Yeah,
They make
There's that
out
episode.
in season.
Bentham, you'd
2
know
or
if
3.
you'd watched the movies
got
that
that.
Apparently,
he
it
sent you
takes-
ages ago.
Apparently, it takes him 7 months or more to buy a DVD player, and he still can't do it. Or find a DVD player, or even use the DVD player he has in his house.
He has one in
room
his
below
living
him.
room that he could watch it on.
But it's 6,000 minutes.
Oh, you haven't? No. 1 minute. Have you watched 1 minute?
I've seen YouTube clips of bits of it.
Okay, have you watched 1 minute of the DVD?
To be fair, it's if you're using the DVDs, it might be a bit longer than 6,000 minutes because their menus are awful.
They are pretty
It's
bad.
awful.
They
yeah.
do not have autoplay.
It's not as bad as the Stargate menus. The Stargate menus are like, hey, we've discovered we can do 3D, so it makes you have this weird camera that pans through like a shitty SGC.
Oh
no.
god.
And every time you play an episode, it has to go and fly through a wormhole to play the episode.
Oh,
You can't play like all. It's bad.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons I rarely get the DVDs out because I'm just like, I can't be asked for that shit.
Yeah, no, the Buffy ones are not the best, but like you can get through it really quickly. I mean, I watched all of it before we.
I'm re-binging them now.
Yeah, I binge watched them before we started season 1, and it was great.
Yeah.
I'm just past the bit where Adam gets his heart ripped out.
I appreciated
Oh, yeah.
that.
Fun. First, a gun comes out of his arm, and then his power source comes out of his chest. I don't think the second one was intentional, but it's very impressive CG.
Anyway, thank you for watching this lovely after show. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Let us know if you think the Layla and Imogen should get back together or not. Or if one of them should
I
leave
would
the
love
show.
them too. I just don't know if that will happen.
I'm just saying, love potion.
No.
Oh no, that's like a whole other.
Actually, Violet has something she needs to ask Barnaby about. So I will ping you in Discord after we record this because she has a...
Barnaby has something he wants to ask Violet about.
Is it the
So-
same thing?
It
Maybe
might
this
be
should
the
happen
same
in-
thing.
I'm
Maybe there should happen an
horrified.
episode then?
Please.
Is it that?
No!
Look at your face. What
Oh, God, no.
are you plotting, Eve?
But
What
yes.
did he send you?
Oh.
Did
Just-
he just?
I knew.
Did
I
you-
knew
is it a
you
booty
were
call?
gonna say no.
It's just like you said him wanna bang?
It would be the same. It would be the same reaction.
Oh, what were you gonna say? Send me what were you gonna say in Discord?
I knew they were because it's Eve.
That
Okay.
reaction is like the
They're not
best.
gonna be thinking the same thing.
I need a gif of that. Of Josh's reaction. He's laughing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not as high impact as yours. That's for
I
sure.
mean, you know what? Like, yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for Josh's reaction, and I knew what it was going to be. Even though I don't know what EE's thing was, I know EE, and I know that won't be thinking what Josh is thinking. No, we're just watching.
Good. This is a great after show.
I'm just like,
It's
what are
roll
you
for it.
doing?
Roll for it reacts to roll for it.
Roll
Yes,
for
I
reacts.
knew it.
Roll for reacts. That's
I
what's
want it. I
happening.
want it. I 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 want it.
No, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yes, I'm so in for this. I am so in
Next
for this.
week for God knows what nefarious schemes.
Is this a thing that's going to happen next week?
Maybe.
If we have time.
It involves Violet and Barnaby, so anything could happen.
I'm scared.
I'm
Or I
fine.
don't
Good
know what's
luck.
gonna
Don't
happen.
die.
Depending on what happens, there may be more than one character rewrite.
Oh,
Because I can see that going really badly.
Yeah.
What are you planning?
Yeah.
I won't be here next week. Can you tell me, Josh?
No, in case it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm afraid.
I told you what I was going to do. The golem soul.
But now it's not gonna happen. Probably.
Maybe. Because after E and I chat about it.
Okay.
Oh
Excellent.
yeah.
God, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm very afraid.
Good.
I don't know what's going to happen. Tune in next week to find out.
That's the mystery of this show. Thank you very much for watching the after show of episode 18 of Layla the Vampire Slayer. Will they, won't they? Oh, Josh is typing another message.
So no, continue.
Oh, okay. I want to see the message though.
Wrap it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, Josh, how could you?
Did we get XP?